This is the third, you can say third reason for the rise of industrial revolution in England. At that time, during the time of 1750 to 1850, most of the Europe were with war with each other. They were fighting with each other. There were no peace and stability. But in England, there was a stable government. They were having the peace and stability, and it was isolated from Europe. If we see at the map of Europe, you will see England is a separate country, full of United Kingdom. You can say all the three parts or four parts of it, four parts, England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales, are separate from Europe, and this led to the industrial revolution in England only. Fourth reason was Protestant religion. In the last unit, we also discussed about the end of Roman Catholic Church, or you can say the Reformation movement led to the new religion, which was known as Protestant religion, and this was one of the important factors that led to the Industrial Revolution in England. You can say Protestantism encouraged the rise of capitalism and further made the advancement of industrialization possible. Protestant religion was, you can say, a bit liberal as compared to Catholic, because most of the means of production earlier were under Catholic Church. They were the church was corrupt, and it was indulged in the worldly pursuits. It was acquiring the wealth. Similarly, another reason is surplus capital. An active involvement in the overseas trade and commerce and booming cotton industry fetched England's immense foreign wealth. You can say they were importing the cotton from the outside and making the cotton clothes and cotton things at home and selling them at the double price. This surplus, you can say this surplus capital was then used to foster new scientific ideas and develop new industries. This was one of the reason also. Number 6 was the availability of cheap labor. You must be thinking, how was the availability of cheap labor? I'll tell you. During the Industrial Revolution, what happened? The people who were working in the field lost their jobs. Those who were working as the daily wages at home, who were working in their fields, who were growing crops at home, they were replaced by the machines, and now they left the villages and came to the cities and towns, and they come in a great number, and this led to the cheap labor, because people were enough to work in the factories and they were working at the very low wages. This was one of the reason, availability of cheap labor, because too many people migrated from villages to the cities. Seventh one is the availability of coal and iron. This is one of the reason as well, but it is same in case of other countries, but England was the first country to discover about the coal and iron in their own country. We discovered it later. So availability of coal and iron, one of the important reason to the Industrial Revolution in England. So coal and iron was the essential resources on which Industrial Revolution was built. Because iron was used as to make the machines, and coal was used as a fuel to draw these machines, you can say, to run them. So England were having an efficient resources of coal and iron in the north of England. This was one of the reason which led to the Industrial Revolution in England. And the last which I have mentioned was the naval supremacy. They were having the strong navy, strongest among the all European countries. Among the all European countries, the strongest navy force was of England. That was called Royal Navy. It was one of the strongest navies of the world. When Industrial Revolution began, a Royal Navy was used for the trade and exploration and to acquire the colonies in Asia and Africa. They were discovering the new lands and acquiring them and imperializing them. These colonies were used as the suppliers of cheap raw material as well as the market for the finished goods. This is all we have for today. In this chapter, we learnt about the Industrial Revolution. We learnt about how the domestic system changed into factory system. Similarly, we learnt about three main features of Industrial Revolution, and we also learned about why Industrial Revolution started in England only. I hope you have understood all the concepts. I'll send you a separate worksheet which you're going to do in your notebook, and whatever the questions you will have, you're going to write them also, and we will discuss them in the school only. Thank you.